Greetings, citizens of Super-Earth. Today is your first day at re-education camp, and I am your democracy officer, codename the Red King. You should heed my words carefully. In this short presentation, we are going to cover Super-Earth and the First Intergalactic War, the disgusting abominations known as the Terminids, the Cyborgs, the Illuminati, aka the Squith, and finally, your future. But first, a message from the sponsor of this re-education camp, the Helldivers.
Together, we must take back control of freedom.
Together for managed democracy!
Together for victory!
Together for liberty!
Together for liberty!
Together, they fight for freedom. Will you?
The First Intergalactic War. In the year 2084, mankind ventured into space. We were curious to see if anything loomed behind those stars. And unfortunately, we were right. Although initial contacts were peaceful, humanity quickly realized the potential danger of communicating with alien species. And before we knew it, we were at war. For 40 years, the war raged on. A conflict where 3 hostile alien species were hell-bent on a single goal: the total annihilation of the human species. Luckily, the fighting spirit of man has not decayed since the last great war on Earth, and we are now stronger than ever. Man, woman, and child alike are encouraged to try their strengths in the ultimate test. To have the courage to defend Super-Earth, humanity won the First Intergalactic War. We conquered the disgusting alien scum in the year 2124, and then we prospered. This time was known as the Great Democratization, and it was a time of peace, but also expansion. We developed faster-than-light technology, and we began to harvest Terminid oil in vast farms. We grew across the galaxy, colonizing planet after planet. As you well know, now, every citizen of Super-Earth is issued a ceremonial, but functional, M2016 Constitution bolt-action rifle when they turn 16. This is of course to encourage military service. Military might is how we will secure our place in the stars. And remember, citizens, you need a C1 Perm child permit should you wish to legally reproduce. We have improved upon the old concept of democracy. We utilize computer aiding voting software. Citizens are asked to answer several questions, and the outcome of their vote is decided upon by the computer. This removes the uncertainty that existed in the old system, where voters did not fully understand what they were voting for. This gives us what we call managed democracy. And this all takes place on the Galactic Wide Web, also known as GWW. The GWW can receive information at any time, during warp, deep space exploration, and even during battle. It works by an array of quantum devices with interlinked particles, which can instantly transfer voice communication, text messages, important information from Super-Earth, and so forth. The only added delay is from the surveillance patriots, who monitor Super-Earth for all communications and signs of alien sympathizers. Did you also know that our military ships can get to any position in the galaxy in mere seconds? This is due to the Alcubierre drive, which we invented in the early 2030s. The drive works by creating a wave in the space-time to actually make time and, well, space flow around the ship. Just another of humanity's glorious inventions. The final item to note regarding Super-Earth: you must remember it is illegal to express yourself openly about the Federation or government of Super-Earth in a negative manner, and serious cases may result in arrest or termination. But of course, you already know that, because you're here in re-education camp. So, given that brief history, we now find ourselves approximately 100 years later, and we are again beset on all sides by the same factions we once conquered. I shall detail them for you now. We begin with the disgusting abominations known as the Terminids. The Terminids are a species of alien bugs that are deplorable monsters, and they are your enemy. The ravenous Terminids are guided solely by an instinctive urge to reproduce, spread, and destroy democracy. They are a fast-evolving plague that threatens to demolish humanity across every single planet. We don't believe these aliens are sentient. They have little or no cohesion or any form of governance. We do believe they can move from planet to planet via meteorites, but the methods largely remain unclear. Once defeated in the first intergalactic war, we discovered that they could be farmed for element 710, also known as Terminid oil. We used this beautiful liquid to power the FTL super destroyer space fleets. It's almost like these little bugs exist to feed humanity's expansion. There are 8 common and well-known forms of NIDs, and they are: the scavenger. The brainless scavenger is the lowliest of the Terminids. Upon encountering an agent of liberty, it emits a piercing scream that attracts nearby bugs in a reflexive attempt to destroy freedom. The warrior. Warriors are the natural end result of a species optimized for mindless expansion. In controlled environments, they have eviscerated innocent calves in under a second. One can only imagine what they would do to innocent baby humans. The hunter. The pesky hunters are known to dodge incoming fire with swift leaps. Scientists note that while this behavior may appear intelligent, it's merely just a base instinct, akin to a housefly avoiding an incoming SWAT. The stalker. Stalkers are sneaky. They can camouflage themselves almost to the point of invisibility, but nothing can hide from the cleansing light of freedom. The bile spewer. Bile spewers appeared following unavoidable spills of toxic chemicals on Terminid oil farms. The bile spewer's thorax is bloated with several metric tons of corrosive acid, which it vomits in revulsion upon encountering democracy. The charger. A rushing charger is nearly impossible to stop thanks to its meter-thick exoskeleton. Therefore, the recommended response protocol to this situation is the prompt execution of rapid lateral movement. The Bile Titan. This is the largest known Terminid strain. A single Titan can destroy an entire SEAF platoon on its own. Engagement is not recommended without support of heavy-duty guns, or a high personnel replacement budget. And finally, the last Terminid, the Brood Commander, directing its foul brethren with a mix of pheromone-like spores and authoritarian shrieks. The Bloodthirsty Commander is a rare and deadly strain, known for its undeniable hatred of the right to vote. Remember, citizens, all of these creatures can be bathed in the firepower of democracy. The second faction we'll discuss are known as the Cyborgs. Once human, these terrorists have broken away from the peaceful ways of Super Earth and are fixed on mass destruction, devastation, and ruination. The Cyborgs are despicable, cowardly humans who gave up on the glory of Super Earth and broke away. They live on the planet of Cyberstan and follow, if you can believe it, a more communist style of government. These animals once killed thousands with a terrorist attack on Super Earth. Their way of life and government are a threat to all humanity, and they must be purged. We beat them once in the first intergalactic war. We installed glorious democracy upon them. However, they appear to have taken the opportunity caused by the Terminid uprising. The cyborg leaders recently declared their sovereignty from Super Earth, stating violently that Super Earth ideals are a lie and that people are brainwashed, in an attempt to bring more followers to their heinous cause. The cyborgs don't even do the fighting themselves, the cowards. Instead, they use automatons to fight for them. The automatons are mindless, bloodthirsty robots, coded for nothing but murder and Republican violence. Their unthinking hatred of freedom makes them a threat to all citizens of Super Earth. It is worth noting that attempting to discover the origins of the automatons is a crime against Super Earth, democracy, and freedom. I would like to take this opportunity to remind citizens that anyone engaging in any way with the automaton propaganda regarding supposed enslavement is a socialist terrorist and should be reported as soon as possible. I shall not detail all of the automaton units here, but the noteworthy ones are: the Devastator. The ironclad Devastator seeks to crush opponents of the automaton's worldview with a diverse array of heinous weaponry: arm cannons, shields, machine guns, and shoulder-mounted rocket launchers. Next, we have the Hulk. As with all automaton units, the plodding Hulk is brainless, optimized to do nothing except deliver heavy firepower. If encountered, the recommended protocol for Helldivers is to immediately call in the largest orbital bombardment available. And finally, the tank. This tank was shamelessly copied from Super Earth designs. The Automaton Annihilator tank is clearly inferior in a multitude of aspects. Slow turning and slow movement clearly is ripping off our 20th century classic. How offensive. The final faction I will discuss is the Illuminati, aka the Squiff. As it turns out, these abhorrent aliens observed humanity for hundreds of years. Those flying saucers and UFOs your great-great-grandparents told you about, well, they were in fact Illuminati recon ships. Pre-First Intergalactic War, the Illuminati approached humanity with a peace offering. However, when humanity learned that the Illuminati possessed technology leagues beyond anything that we could create, we declared war. You see, these aliens in fact held weapons of mass destruction that could annihilate Super-Earth. We had to protect ourselves. At the end of the First Intergalactic War, which we won by the way, the Illuminati signed a treaty with Super-Earth. The treaty prevented the Illuminati from maintaining a military, and it demanded that all their weapon technology was turned over to us. It's been 100 years since we last saw an Illuminati vessel, though there have been murmurs of their return. Nothing concrete as of yet. And now, citizens, we find ourselves at war once again. The Terminids are ripping through the eastern front of the galaxy, while the automatons and cyborgs rise up in the name of their misguided beliefs. And you thought you were here for re-education camp. And you are, for you have all been selected to join the Helldivers. Congratulations, and praise democracy. Thanks for watching, folks. If you want me to cover more Helldivers content, please let me know in the comments. And as ever, if you want to hear more from me, please click the video on screen now.